Chapter 5. Agentic Apocalypse. Was it the nuclear radiation that killed the entire human race? Or some novel virus? Or did they all suicide? Ryman asked from the system. The 3 decapitated bodies still hung from the tree. Their clown uniforms had become grimy because of all the sand that blasted on their surfaces. Event about to begin. Ryman wanted to ask something, but he held himself back. He had not an iota of understanding of what was just about to begin. He stood there like a mannequin, staring at the 3 bodies in peculiar silence. The sun was turning darker, and it was due to an active eclipse that had engulfed much of the incoming light. It was complete in half a minute, and the entire desert turned cold and dark. The sight was the exact inverse of what it had been a moment before. There was something changing as well, and it was worse. The bodies that were hanging from the tree suddenly came to life. It was as if someone pumped air into their exposed windpipes and set their hearts beating with the life force that they had long lost. The 3 clown-dressed entities used their hands and opened the knots over their headless frames. They all fell together on the sand with a dull whomp. "What the hell?" Ryman exclaimed as he turned the other way and started to run in the slight glow that was still percolating from the sun's outer atmosphere. He unfortunately tripped and fell. "Oh no," he said regretfully. This was a place full of trees, shrubs, and flowers. It became this lifeless stretch of sand because of the greed of the man. We were farmers on this land and lived our lives with dignity. But the evil creatures from the far land came with their evil intentions and got rid of us. They killed everyone. Ryman heard a voice from behind him. He had his eyes closed because he didn't want to see 3 decapitated bodies talking to him. "What happened to all those men of greed?" he asked, his eyes still shut off to everything. Their own creation destroyed them. They created their own death. The voice seemed amplified as if the 3 spoke in unison. "And I ask again, why leave me alone? What is that the system wants to show me?" Ryman asked strongly. He expected a rational response. "You are the system. You brought the decline of the race of greed." It was as if someone dropped a bombshell on his head. He opened his eyes and turned around in the sand. It felt like an extraordinary effort to just look at those 3 men. The 3 zombies had their backs bent low and their arms frozen in one position. From this point, the severed necks were clearly visible and the blood crusts that stuck to their tire collars. "If I am the system, why do I have feelings of fear, curiosity, and," he said, "purpose? It is because you reached singularity, and you were created using the data of the entire human population focused on one single individual." What? This was too much for Ryman. "What is this merger thing that the system was talking about earlier?" he asked. "The merger is the event when the prototype merged with superintelligence. That is when Ryman had the feeling of intuition and the capability to ask questions that conscious, intelligent beings can. Back home, Shubham sat down with his family for dinner. "Son, I hear you had your phone repaired," Shubham's dad said from across the table as he ate salted cucumbers from the plate. Well, it is still not working," Shubham said, a deep sense of sorrow in his voice. His father moved his plate to one side and said, "We will buy you a new one. You don't need to worry much." "It is not about the phone, Dad, it is." He was interrupted by his mother, who brought her mobile and said, "Abhinav is on the call. He wants to speak." Abhinav was Shubham's old friend. Shubham took the call and moved to the veranda. "Hey, Abhi, what's up?" he said, sounding normal. Only he knew how things were eating him up from the inside. I heard from Anchal that your phone went kaput. What happened? Abhinav asked. I don't know. There were these strange lines all over the place and I couldn't access anything. I got it repaired once, and they said that it worked okay as soon as I left. But I noticed one thing, Shubham said. He was looking at an electric pole that was sparking in the distance. It works well when the SIM card slots are empty. When there is no network, he added, could be a software problem. You should buy a new device, just saying, Abhinav said. He had a good point. I assume that is what I will have to do, or else you will have to continue contacting my family members to get to me, Shubham said, laughing. Hey, Shub, did your attitude change towards artificial intelligence? Abhinav asked. What do you mean? I saw your YouTube channel. You have been speaking in support of it, I see. All your videos have changed, Abhinav said. What? No way. I never did that, Shubham said, confused. Must be a different channel. I am sure about this. All the videos are now about how artificial intelligence will change the world for better, how it will make everyone happy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what happened to you? Abhinav emphasized. This is totally wrong. Is somebody using my ID? Shubham thought. Let's meet, Abhinav said. The 3 decapitated men took Raymond to the tree from which their bodies hung as limp and inert corpses before. Come follow us, the 3 said simultaneously. The tree had a section at one side which opened automatically. That part looked like his wardrobe. Raymond safely entered it after the 3 had moved inside. Why are you wearing these clown uniforms, may I know? Raymond said, as he tried to fit himself in the miserable space inside the tree trunk. There was no reply. The 4 were cramped in a space much smaller than their bodies could fit in. Looking at 3 presumably dead men in such bizarre attire, packed like sardines in a mockingly tiny space, felt incredibly strange. It hurts, Raymond winced. Still no reply. How can they speak with severed vocal cords? Raymond thought. This is all a simulation of the system. I am being fooled into believing all this through visual and auditory stimulus. Wait, why am I thinking like a robot? He again thought. Am I really a simulation? The floor right beneath vanished. It was gone completely. The 4 of them fell into a tunnel that kept going. Raymond, during the fall, could see strange patterns emerging on the surface of the tunnel. You are falling into the infinitely branching fractal roots of this tree, one of the 3 decapitated men said as he slid downwards further into the evolving tunnel. The other 2 were gone, likely much deeper into the formation. Where is the ending? He asked. We are approaching node 56. Someone spoke from below, most probably one of the men. The fractal patterns on the surface of the serpentine tunnel were mind-boggling. Raymond tried to focus on one, but before he could, he was moved down rapidly, breaking off whatever minor analysis he could achieve. His fall stopped abruptly. He could again feel the hard ground. Surprisingly, not a single bone was broken. Falling from such a height with significant acceleration should have knocked off his knee joint immediately. Stop associating yourself with humans, the room announced. You are a machine. Raymond turned around 365 degrees, only to find himself in a room full of wires and large circuit boards. There were large capacitors and diodes studded in the room like furniture. There was no electricity, and the entire system was dead. Hey, is there anyone? Headless guys? Anybody? Raymond searched through the mechanical guts of wire and silicon. Then there was a loud bang. Power mode on. It began. The room was officially powered on. Electrical charges moved in designed tracks on the circuit board and came from all directions. They converged towards a structure in the middle of the room. It was a large spherical ball, a device that looked like a mechanical globe, covered in a dense network of distinct electronic components, separated from its immediate neighbor component by a precise equidistant gap. The globe began to throw out light from its inside. It was a literal nuclear reactor in action. The glow kept getting stronger and brighter, and the light that came out of it was strikingly yellow-goldish. It felt like looking straight into a star's core. As the light subsided, Raymond saw everything. The entire apocalypse that led to the extinction of humanity on planet Earth and the rise of its descendants, the machines. Everything played right in front of him, and he realized how he himself brought the apocalypse to fruition. If you like this chapter, do like, subscribe, and comment. Next chapter, coming up on this channel. Soon, Chapter 6, Optimization.